Yoo-hoo, my little darlings. Again, I know it's been a while since my last review, but I've just been busy, gang. I've just been busy, alright? But this evening we are reviewing this Ice Cream Man, so we're just going to jump straight into that. And there is a fairly sizable cast for this one. However, the only really notable actor in the entire cast is Eli Roth. There are a lot of child actors throughout the film, and they give enjoyable performances, decent enough performances. Charlie Zeltzer, who plays our lead child, Jared, should be given special credit. It's not easy to sort of carry a film like this, but he does pretty well in being the lead and carrying this film. There's also a really fun little song from Snoop Dogg in the credits, which I quite enjoyed. And then the story for this follows a town full of children who turn into murderous psychopaths after consuming ice cream, basically. The horror and then the special effects alongside behind that horror are definitely the strongest aspects of this film. And honestly, all of the horror is about as violent and gory as you'd expect, with some pretty brutal and imaginative deaths thrown in for good measure. Unfortunately, however, that's as far as the film goes in terms of strengths and enjoyability. Eli Roth does direct this one, and whereas he has made some pretty notable and enjoyable horror films in the past, I sort of sat through the entire film, sort of thinking that he just couldn't be bothered and that his heart wasn't really in making the film. And then, if I'm being perfectly honest, I never judge a film on its trailer, but the trailer for this film just felt shoddily, just really poorly put together. Overall, aside from the horror, the film is just a sloppy mess. Just the pacing and then the overall narrative structure, and then just things that overall didn't make sense or just weren't explained very well at all. For example, we're shown that this ice cream turns these kids into murderous creatures, but does it somehow give them super strength as well? Because please explain to me how these kids are able to kill and overpower fully grown adults without themselves being overpowered. It just made no sense to me. Most importantly though, I just didn't feel like I was enjoying myself at all throughout any point in the film. The film in general just felt like a real slog to get through. It also felt like it was like a Temu version of the film Weapons from last year, just with none of the great script writing or suspense from that film from Weapons. Having said all that though, this was just a very poorly made film, so I'm going to have to give it a 0.4 out of 5 popcorns. But there we have it, my little darlings. That's my review for Ice Cream Man. I am going to try to upload more in the next week or so, but I've just been so busy, please. But if you've seen it and you enjoyed it, let me know what you enjoyed. If you watched it and hated it, again, I'd be interested to know what you didn't like about it. And yeah, as always, if you enjoy what I'm doing here, please show me a little bit of love with a like, comment, a little follow. And until next one, whenever that may be, I do love you.